A surgeon can earn some pretty big bucks, right? I want you to picture this. You've got a surgeon earning about $500,000 a year. They're employed by a hospital and their tax bill for the year, as you can imagine, is huge, say roughly $200,000. It's a big number. And so they think, stuff that, I'm paying way too much tax and I'm going to be a little bit more clever about how I manage my tax affairs. And so what do? They go out, they set up a company, they contract the hospital through that company, and then they bill the hospital for their time through the company instead. And then they employ themselves and say their partner, and instead of taking that $500,000 personally for themselves, as they would have if they were an employee, they split it between themselves and their spouse, and they save roughly, call it $30,000 or so in tax. It all sounds pretty clever, right? Well, the ATO have thought about this a very long time ago. Around about the same time of the Sydney Olympics in 2000, they introduced the Personal Services Income Rules, or PSI for short, to basically shut this kind of thing down. Now, I use the poor surgeon as my example here, but these PSI rules do not just affect surgeons. They apply to doctors, consultants, engineers, lawyers, and even us accountants. Really anyone whose income is mainly a reward for their personal skills, their efforts, or their expertise. So that is a lot of people that these rules can apply to. Now, not all income, of course, is PSI income. If income is being generated from selling goods or from equipment or assets or from the work of multiple employees rather than mainly one individual, then that can generally fall outside the PSI rules. But if the income is PSI and you don't find your way out through the tests, then the ATO basically say they don't care if that income flows through a company or a trust or any other structure for that matter. The income needs to go back to the individual whose personal efforts generated it.